Some records, like the most CDs balanced on one finger, might actually be breakable, and they do get broken pretty often. However, there are others that will probably never budge in your lifetime. Some of the most dangerous records require putting your life in danger and a crazy amount of mental and physical strength and years of practice. How dangerous are these records? Well, let us show you. Welcome to Top Feed. This is a place where you can explore everything impressive, both in a remarkable and weird way. If you want to get the latest updates about facts that will blow your mind, better subscribe and smash the like button now. From running marathons naked in freezing temperatures to sky jumping from space, today, we have put together a list of the top 10 insane world records of all time. Let's begin. Number 10. The Iceman. Using the Buddhist meditation technique called Tummo, Dutch daredevil Wim Hof keeps his body temperature steady while enduring extremely cold conditions. Hof, whose feats have earned him the nickname Iceman, has completed several marathons and climbed Mount Kilimanjaro in sub-freezing temperatures wearing only shorts. Hof holds 20 cold endurance world records, including, at 1 hour, 13 minutes and 48 seconds, the record for the longest ice bath. He has set Guinness World Records for swimming under ice and prolonged full body contact with ice, and still holds the record for a barefoot half marathon on ice and snow. He attributes these feats to his Wim Hof method, a combination of frequent cold exposure, breathing techniques, and meditation. Hof has set the world record for the longest time in direct, full body contact with ice a total of 16 times, including 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 22 seconds. People have died while attempting the Wim Hof method, so please be safe. Number 9. Bee Suit. Talking about records that can make you shake your head in disbelief and say, no way in hell, he can have it. We turn to a man who took Guinness record up a notch by being completely covered in bees. If you're imagining a guy in a beekeeper suit, then don't. He was in the smallest amount of clothing possible while plugging nearly every opening with a cork of some sort in order to keep the bees from literally infiltrating his brain. No doubt, bees infiltrate his dreams every night. You must be wondering who the guy was. Well, welcome to the man of the hour, Ruan Lingming of China. Fortunately for Ruan, he was able to break this record in his home country. Because there'd be no way to count bees on a person, the record was done by weight. Total weight minus Ruan's weight equals the weight of bees. He was 2 ounces shy of 137 pounds. 137 pounds of bees! No one is crazy enough to beat that record. Number 8. Highest cliff jump. Up next, we have the late Jamie Pierre's world record cliff jump. The record at the time was jumped at 225 feet, and Jamie Pierre wanted to beat it. After scoping out many cliffs, he finally decided on one, a 255-footer in the backcountry of the Grand Targhee Resort. "Hail Mary" are the words Jamie yelled before chucking his body off this world record cliff. Around a dozen people were watching, including photographers, family, friends, and spectators. Plunging headfirst into the snow, Jamie Pierre got that 3 seconds of the feeling he had always wanted. Since then, Norwegian skier Fred Syversen accidentally surpassed the record by making a 351-foot jump, but it's safe to say that Pierre unofficially holds the title of the biggest balls in skiing. Unfortunately, Pierre died in November 2011 in an avalanche. Number 7. Catching spears underwater. Ashrita Furman holds more Guinness World Records than anyone in the world. There are a lot of crazy ones on his list, but the craziest he has made is catching spears underwater. Yeah, you heard that right. In 2016, Furman broke the record for the most spears caught from a spear gun underwater in 1 minute. The brave record breaker caught an impressive total of 14 spears during the attempt in the Queensboro Community College pool in New York City. Homagni Baptista shot the spears, which were required to be a minimum of 60 centimeters long, towards Ashrita using Cressy Apache spear guns. Wearing scuba equipment to allow him to breathe, Ashrita caught the spears from a distance of 2 meters away from the shooter. Ashrita wore a glove to protect himself during the record challenge, as a spear punctured his hand while he was practicing before the attempt. He was able to destroy the previous record of catching 10 spears. Number 6. World's highest shallow dive. We'll move on to the next record on our list, but diving shallow. You must be thinking, what is a shallow dive? Well, it's a dive from any height into a pool of water no more than 12 inches deep. As you'd imagine, the technique of choice by shallow divers is that of the belly flop or the belly buster. American shallow diver Darren Taylor, also known as the Professor Splash, had been progressing higher and higher over his career. One day, he finally broke the highest shallow dive record. He presently holds the world record at 10.3 meters. Yes, that equates to Darren jumping off a platform that is over 3 stories high and splashing down into a kiddie pool that holds roughly a foot of water. Diving is a hazardous sport in general, but one miscalculation or too much rotation in a shallow dive, and participants will dive 6 feet under for their next attempt, if you know what we mean. Number 5. Breaking glass. Bodybuilding industry legend Mike O'Hearn is the kind of guy we all want to be more like. He's tall, handsome, and ripped at 247. But he's also been on more fitness and bodybuilding magazine covers than almost anyone else in the industry. He also has a world record, and no, it's actually not at all related to bodybuilding. Mike O'Hearn is the Guinness World Record holder for most panes of glass run through consecutively. Yeah. In this crazy event, they set up walls of glass in a row set on a course, and you have to run through as many walls as you can without stopping. How do you not get cut? Who knows? But Big Mike has run through 19 glass panes, more than anyone else in history. There is a significant amount of pain involved, so congratulations to Mike on his accomplishment. Number 4. Car balancing on head. John Evans is a legendary head balancing strongman who has delivered his own brand of unique entertainment over the past 2 decades. 21 stone John Evans has smashed 92 world records for a range of feats of balancing and strength. Among the bizarre things he has managed to keep upright on his head are 429 full cans of 7-Up, 98 milk crates, and a Mini Cooper. Yes, you heard that right. The Mini Cooper weighs a total of 350, and he was able to balance it for 33 seconds with no support except for his neck. The record is still strong, and no one has dared to beat him, as it takes years of practice and amazing strength. Who here thinks they can beat Evans' record? Number 3. Run over by motorcyclists. Australia's prolific record-breaking extreme performance artist Shane Hultgren, aka the Space Cowboy, appeared on Italy's Low Show Day record in 2011 to attempt a dangerous feat that involved being run over by a team of motorcyclists while laying on a bed of nails. Yes, on a freaking bed of nails, while motorcyclists run him over. With a time limit of 2 minutes, Shane set a new record for most motorcycles driven over the body whilst laying on nails, enduring the weight of 20 motorcycles for the TV broadcast. How crazy is that? But when you get to know more about Hultgren, you realize crazy is just normal for him. According to the performance artist, he has never had a normal job. All of them included something like swallowing swords, the heaviest weight pulled with eye sockets, etc. However, this record of being run over by motorcycles definitely takes the cake. Number 2, pulled by heavy bikes. If you thought Shane Hultgren was crazy, then you're in for one more bike surprise. Here is another world record that required the use of bikes and an extreme amount of strength. Franz Müller, known as Austrian Rock, had a motorcycle tied to each of his limbs, each pulling in a different direction, and had the riders take off pulling against his arms and legs. Luckily, his arms and legs were up to the test, and Müller was able to hold the bikes in place for 24 seconds, establishing him as the world record holder for longest duration restraining 4 motorcycles. We're certainly glad this ended as it did and not with one of the bikes riding off with a limb attached. Number 1, fall from space. In 2012, Austrian Felix Baumgartner's supersonic skydive set 5 world records. The aerospace pioneer, aided by the Red Bull Stratus team, tested the physical limits of mankind when he became the first person to break the sound barrier in freefall. The 43-year-old also set new records for the highest freefall parachute jump, the highest vertical speed in freefall, and the greatest freefall distance. More than 8 million people tuned in online to watch the feat, also setting a new record for the most concurrent views of a live stream on YouTube. The attempt saw Felix jump from a capsule taken to the center of the stratosphere above New Mexico by a giant helium balloon. The adventurer descended to Earth with an attributed speed of 833.9 miles per hour. It took 9 minutes for him to reach the ground. Guinness World Record officials were on the ground at the attempt site in Roswell, with Felix presented with a Guinness World Record certificate to mark his achievement following his safe return to Earth. No one is breaking this record. And that's all for the top 10 insane world records of all time. Which of these do you think you can break? If you enjoyed watching this episode, please don't forget to like and share this video. Be sure to also hit that subscribe button to get more interesting content. See you again next time on Top Feed.